Hello there, this is LEGO Dynasty, and today I'm bringing you guys my review of the LEGO Marvel Studios The Infinity Saga Sanctum Sanctorum. It's set number 76218, comes with 2,708 pieces, and is rated ages 18 and up. Now this set retails in the United States for $249.99 and in Canada for $309.99. Now without further ado, let's kick off this review starting with the box. Taking a look at the box, it does have the 18 plus style box art, basically where it's all black, then having the set itself kind of centered with light coming behind it. In this case, it's an orange. Typically, sometimes it's more of a blue-white light, but it looks great. You can see the set in action, a lot of the characters. Now, this set has been divided into two movies, or what it's representing. So the front of the box is representing Avengers Infinity War. So you got Ebony Maw, Spider-Man, Iron Man, and then you got Doctor Strange and Wong. And then on the back of the box, which showcases some of the features where you can break the set up as it is modular style, you do have it based off Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness. So you got Starlet Witch, you got Zombie Strange, same Doctor Strange minifigure. You don't get two Doctor Strange. Well, you do get variants of Doctor Strange, but you don't get two of those characters. Then you got the evil Doctor Strange, and then you also got Mordo from the 838 universe, which obviously, if we're going by accuracy, the set is completely inaccurate to what we see in the film, but that's okay. You can see some of the features of the set, which we will get to later. The dimensions of the set, which you can see are 32 centimeters or 12.5 inches tall from the base plate, or 26 centimeters or 10.2 inches across, also from the base plate. So the box itself looks excellent, and unfortunately mine did get damaged. It wasn't like this when I bought it. It just when I put it in my car, it got damaged, unfortunately. So I'm not gonna return it over that because it was my fault. I didn't purchase it like this. So unfortunately, didn't get a discount on this because it happened after the fact. But something pretty interesting with the set is it is divided into, I have it backwards, into three separate manuals. So you got Manual 1, Manual 2, and Manual 3. Kind of unfortunate they're all the same box art, or well, rendered image, I guess is how I should put it, as it does look like a rendered image instead of an actual picture of Lego. But it still looks very cool. Would have been nice if they kind of changed it up what it was showing on the front. But kind of shows you the set is divided into 18 bags, which was very interesting. They probably could have put it all in one large manual. You can see it does have some information in the first booklet on the Sanctum Sanctorum and the building process, why they chose some of the minifigures, etc. So always cool to get something like this. Prepare for the magic, and then also in other languages. So taking a look at the extra pieces included in the set, you can kind of get a gist of what is included here. And there's quite a few really nice extra pieces you get in this set. Always nice to get extra pieces. It doesn't count in the piece count, unless of course you miss the odd piece here and there. I'm pretty sure I didn't, but you can get a gist of the extra pieces. You also get some of these extra orange bits of, I guess, blast magic that they have for the Doctor Strange and Wong's magic, as an example. And just overall, taking a look at our first minifigure, we have Doctor Strange. Gotta say, he looks awesome in his really, really nicely printed torso and leg printing, which is great to see there. No arm printing, unfortunately, but he still looks great. And we can take off his, molded cape. That's how I describe it. Obviously, it's been around for a couple of years now. See the nice back print, the nice extra face print. His hairpiece is also printed, which is great little detail there. Really adds to the figure. And then, of course, you can give him these pieces that represent his magic. So him sending out, I guess, a magic, I don't want to say fireball, but that's kind of the look it gives. And then also his shield. Would have been nice, actually, even if it was a sticker, just to represent the design of it that we see. I think this piece does a decent job of representing what it is. But what we see in the films, it's obviously very, designed, got a lot of detail that this piece just doesn't fully represent, in my opinion. So normally I wouldn't expect them to print a piece like this, especially since it's in a separate bag. But if they included a sticker that went over this that represented the shield element that he creates, I think would have been a lot cooler. But I still think this piece does a good job of representing what it's supposed to represent. Next up, we have Wong, and this is Wong based off of Infinity War. So he's bald, doesn't have a double-sided face. Got the little shield elements as well, or, well, a little bit smaller pieces. I guess maybe these are more representative of what the shields are supposed to be, so maybe that's meant to be something else that Doctor Strange was holding. But my point still stands. I still would have liked some, maybe even sticker detail to represent either on these or the other one, just to represent the shield that we typically see in the Doctor Strange movies. Now, he's probably the least important figure in this set for me. He's the least detailed, as you can see. No leg or arm printing. The torso print is just okay. No double-sided face. He's just, it's okay, but he's really just a throw-in character for me. He kind of works, but he also looks different in Multiverse of Madness than he does in Infinity War. So next up, we have Iron Man from Infinity War, and I gotta say, he looks really excellent. He's got the nice leg printing and torso print. No arm printing. Again, I just feel like in these direct-to-consumer sets, it would be nice to get above and beyond detail, especially for Iron Man at least, because you know they could have added extra detail on the arms just to enhance the figure. The back torso print looks great. You can, of course, open up his mask there, and you got his blue face, and if you take off his helmet, it does reveal the other side of his face without the blue screen, and you actually do have a hairpiece for Tony Stark, which looks like so. I actually would have preferred, just based off of what the moment the set is really featured in, if they gave him the glasses, because I think that would have looked a little bit more accurate, I guess is the best way to look at it. I just think it would have been a nice little touch if they gave him the sunglasses that he has, that he wears before putting on the suit. Next up, we have Ebony Maw, and again, he looks pretty decent. Definitely not one of my top favorite characters in this set at all. Just a pretty generic figure, no leg or arm printing, but he still looks pretty good. He's got the pretty cool face print. He kind of has hair in the film, so they printed it on. I don't think it looks that good. It's almost like a mullet is how I describe it in the film. So it just being a headpiece, I don't think it looks the best personally. But overall, I don't consider him too important in this set, but it's just another figure that I feel like doesn't fully enhance the set the way it could have. Next up, we have Zombie Doctor Strange, as he's known. Obviously, this is just the regular Doctor Strange taking over what we know as Protector Strange, who is killed early on in the film. Multiverse of Madness has been out for a while. It's on Disney Plus if you haven't seen it. Sorry for spoilers. But overall, he looks very good. A very greatly detailed minifigure. Again, would have liked some arm printing, I think. Could have added some extra detail there. And the back torso looks great. He does not have a double-sided face, which makes some sense. Would have been cool if they included one with him being more, I don't know, maybe smiley or just something different, I guess. But overall, very nice figure to have included in this set. Next up, we have Evil Doctor Strange, as he has the 3 eyes, as he's kind of been possessed by the Darkhold's dark magic sort of deal, as we see during the film. And then, of course, the regular Doctor Strange also gets the 3rd eye, so you could obviously swap out the faces if you wanted to represent that. He's got the nice leg printing there, which looks excellent. Also has the belt printing, which looks great. No arm printing again, but it's got the nice back printing. He does have a double-sided face. He is in sort of a yellow tinge, which makes some sense, just based on how we see him in the film. It's all colorless is how I describe it in the film, so I guess this is kind of how they were trying to go with the vibe of him being kind of a little bit different than the regular Doctor Strange. And he's got the shield, and I guess I don't know what this is supposed to represent in terms of the magic, but maybe just a fighting blast with the shield. Next up, we have probably my favorite figure in the set, and that is Spider-Man. And the main reason is I feel like LEGO actually went above and beyond with this minifigure. Now, there's a chance it's a re-release minifigure. I did not collect any of the Infinity War sets back when they first came out, But as far as I'm aware, this is one of the most detailed Spider-Man that we've ever gotten. And apologies if this is a re-release of a figure that was released or if they were similar back then. But as far as I'm aware, other than the Spider-Man Supreme in the What If series, this is the most detailed Lego Spider-Man minifigure I think I've seen. He just looks great. Just overall, it's got the nice arm printing, leg printing, which looks awesome. He's got the nice back printing too. Doesn't have a second headpiece with hairpiece to represent Peter Parker, which is probably my only downside, because obviously in those films, Peter likes to show his face a lot. Maybe not necessarily in this aspect of the scene, but I think they probably could have included it. But it's not a big deal that they didn't. Just in general though, I love this Spider-Man minifigure. Next up, we have Mordo, and this is from the 838 universe, which is obviously a parallel universe to the main MCU universe where the Illuminati exists, and he's one of the main members of the Illuminati in the film. So he looks pretty good. Again, no leg printing or arm printing. Really disappointing. I guess they used all their arm printing budget in Spider-Man, as I mentioned. But he is a very awesome minifigure. And he does have some very cool torso printing and a double-sided face of him. I want to say smirking, like he's taunting Strange, like we see in the film. Very good minifigure. Definitely one of my ones I like more. But I just, again, feel like this figure could have been enhanced by going above and beyond with the printing on him. And finally, last but not least, is the Starlet Witch. Overall, pretty decent minifigure. Now, this is different than what we got in the What If, or not What If, but the WandaVision, Marvel minifigure series that we got, I guess, over a year now, which is crazy to think about. So it is slightly different prints overall, and that figure is definitely superior to this one. But I think this one's okay. Again, no leg printing, no arm printing. The hairpiece is a little bit different, but still has this printed crown piece, which looks decent. And then she's got the evil red eyes, which I really like seeing. Why don't you flip it around? And overall, I like this minifigure. Again, I just feel like in a set like this, that is obviously very expensive, I would have liked to see some more printing details on these characters that just would have enhanced them more, even if a couple of them had extra printing detail. So far, only having really Spider-Man and maybe the zombie Doctor Strange that really truly stand out to me in terms of their printing detail. Now let's take a look at the Sanctum Sanctorum. And first things first, I just ought to recommend, if you ever pick up the set, you want to be very careful, just because I would say it can be sort of lopsided depending on where you grab it, just because about 3/4 of the set is just on one base plate, while the rest is pretty barren. As you can kind of see, it's just the street, while the rest is pretty heavy. So you just want to be careful holding it, as it can get a little bit lopsided on you if you kind of lean it. I don't think the set itself is pretty sturdy, but I just wouldn't want to risk, tipping it too much. But you can see some of the nice city detail, which is what I'm going to try and show off the most right now. We will break it into individual sections just to show off what it looks like in a moment. But you can see some of the detail. You got the newsstand there, little fire hydrant, and the back door there. You got the garbage bin. You can see some of the nice sticker detail, which we'll take a look at more so in a moment. You got the little portal room opening to the Darkhold there. You got Gargantos on the side there. And then, of course, it is modular style, so you can attach it to another set if you so desire. But you would have to obviously move Gargantos, which you can do as the pieces are kind of interchangeable, which we will take a look at momentarily. So, as a modular set, you can break it off into several different chunks. So let's do that right now. So you take off the roof. And we'll just show off the roof as is. Got some nice vegetation, the little chimney pieces there. Very simple, but looks very good. Overall, the detail, a lot of space for you to put minifigures on. Then you go to the next level, which does connect to some other aspects of the set. But you can see we got the nice little, I don't know if you call it the Starlight, but it's the iconic visual of the Sanctum Sanctorum that we see a lot in the films. See, there's some nice sticker elements there. Quite a lot of stickers in this set, unfortunately, overall. I know I said earlier that I would have preferred if they had some extra stickers, but it would have been nice if some of these other elements that were printed, essentially, if we swapped out. You do also have this very cool Captain America, the living legend, and symbol of courage. So this is at the Smithsonian. I believe this was brought up in the Winter Soldier film. I don't believe it was ever mentioned again. Maybe, I guess, a little bit in the Captain America, or the Falcon and the Winter Soldier series. We do see that kind of exhibit again. But the very cool thing about these pieces is you can move them. So you can see here how this is angled. You can easily pop it off, like so, and replace it with some of the other elements. We'll show that off more in a moment. With this particular one, though, you would have to flip around the image, how it is placed on this. But still taking a look inside, this is kind of like the armory room. You can see some of the elements. You got some axes on the wall, some helmets. You can open up this chest to reveal the scroll. I believe this is supposed to be the Easter egg of the Living Tribunal. Can't open it to reveal anything, but that's what it is. And then got some other element pieces. Looks like just a fire hydrant. I don't know if that's a gag or actually meant to represent something from the actual film. This one is the one that's affected the most by lifting it out. As you can see, you can really see right through. You got a couple of chairs, some nice little bookcases there. See some nice elements there. This is another one of the interchangeable walls here. So you can move Gargantos out if you so desire by pulling them out. I'll pop them out just to show. And I will move them around in a moment. But for the time being, looks really good. So you can see inside or replace it with another one. And down the middle is where the staircase would be. You got some nice chairs. The other area you can kind of play around with is opening this door, which is meant to represent the doors that you can sort of change out. So just looking in there, you can see the dark dimension. Then you go left, you can see the desert. And then if you move this one here, you can see kind of a mountainous snowy biome. And the way you would swap them out is basically moving these here and slide them out to reveal what's behind. So a very, very simple feature, but works great. And then you can see some extra, window pieces, like so. You got some like nice little decor there, some nice little pictures. Looks very good overall. And last but certainly not least, we have the main floor, which is a little bit cramped, a little bit more cramped than I would have liked, especially since they don't take up as much room on the base plate as, say, the Daily Bugle does. So I think they could have had some room to expand this out a little bit. But overall, it does look decent. You got a nice little sofa chair there. You got some nice pictures. There's actually a medical degree for Stephen Strange. And then a picture of some like mountains again. Picture of Wong and Strange again there. Got the nice little clock. And then on the other side you have a map of the world. What looks to be Doctor Strange as well. A globe in that corner. And then you got some other detail here. Got Wong stuff, secrets. Some travel stuff. Very simple. And then the hidden room is underneath here again. So we can swap it out here to reveal the Darkhold. And taking a look again at some of the stickers, you got a shield sticker, feeling hungry, shawarma, so represent for shawarma. You got a sticker for keep out, which does open up to another room here, which has, as you can see right there, it's got some bookshelves in the way. Actually, I think it's supposed to be back more, but it looks like they're leaning back. So you can see inside, very simple. Can't really get in there, unfortunately, but it's just some nice extra detail, essentially. And then these doors do open up inside, the way they do in like revealing the staircase, which again is a little bit close when you come in. There's not a whole lot of space or playing with your minifigures in there. But if you're just setting up a little scene, you can represent it pretty decently there. So putting the set back together is very simple. You literally just grab it, and you have all these studs around you can kind of see, and that's just where they would fit flat on top of. That. Another one right here. Just put it too far back. There we go. And then we have the roof. Now, like I said, you can pull out these little areas and swap them out. So I'll just grab them all to show off what I mean by that. So you have these three little, I guess you'd call it almost wall plaques, which you can play around with. Now again, it's not perfect because it'll look a little bit odd. Like for instance, if you put Garganto's up at the top here, he's kind of angled weird in terms of his eye. You'd have to sort of play around with the pieces on it to make it look good. But overall, it does a decent job of capturing the look. And then if you wanted to put, say, Steve Rogers, Smithsonian, what you'd have to do is basically pull off this black plate, which is just on those two things there. And then you could put them right at the bottom here, which would go like so. And then on the other side here, if you wanted to peer inside the Sanctum Sanctorum from the other side, it would go like so. You can kind of see in there. Honestly, the one thing I hope LEGO one day does is actually have some actual lights or lighting kits. I know you can get those from other sellers, but I'd like to see LEGO design their own that would fit a little bit better, because some of those lights can be a little bit finicky and annoying to get into your LEGO sets. So. And just showing off the Daily Bugle next to Sanctum Sanctorum, you can see the Daily Bugle is considerably larger. It actually has the extra section of the Daily Bugle to go alongside it. And overall, in terms of sets, I would definitely say the Daily Bugle is a little bit more desirable. You get so many more minifigures. Obviously, it's a bit significantly more expensive. I think it's about almost $200 more expensive overall, depending on where you live, to get the Daily Bugle in comparison to the Sanctum Sanctorum. And that's going to throw a lot of people off. But you can really see, and if you played around with the parts, you could combine these sets and have them sit side by side with each other. I'm not going to show that off because you do have to make some modifications to the set in order to have them flat with each other, including moving Gargantos and whatnot. But just to show off how it looks side by side, if you want, you can check out my review of the Daily Bugle. Link will be in the description down below. The LEGO Marvel Sanctum Sanctorum is a great addition to the modular building lineup, and I think is a great set that any Marvel fan would love to pick up. I think the set has overall good, albeit not great, minifigures, and is a very cool set that you can split up and reenact different scenes in, or just have great on display next to either the Daily Bugle. Now the set is actually a bit smaller, especially when you compare it to the Daily Bugle, than you might expect, but I still think it is a great set and one that I'm very happy I picked up and glad to have to display. With that being said, it is a pricey set, so if you want to wait for it to go on sale, that's obviously a-okay. You're not going to be scolded for waiting for these type of sets to go on sale, especially with the new price increases. Vote with your wallets if you're not a fan of these price increases or prices, is how I view it. But with that being said, again, I still think this is a good set, just one that has some areas that really let it down overall from being a absolute must-have in my opinion. But if you haven't picked up one of the previous Sanctum Sanctorum modular buildings, I think you'll do well picking this one up at some point. With that being said, that's all my opinions. So let me know your guys' thoughts in the comments down below. Please leave a like and subscribe if you have enjoyed, and have a great day, everyone.